Good. It's actually starting to show off. You're starting to learn something. That's good. That's good.
Eventually.
Neuroplasticity.
You listen to that episode.
Dude, that shit blew my mind. Sorry, Yash. We just kind of go. Before we get too far into this, and we'll jump back into that because I was just like screaming about this at somebody maybe 20 minutes ago because I was sitting out in the sun and they were like, "Do you have sunscreen on?" And I'm like, "No, I need the vitamin D." But today we have Yash Patel. Yash Patel is a interesting fellow who I've seen perform a couple times online. Why don't you introduce yourself, good sir, to
Sure,
the audience? Give yourself a little brief synopsis about what you are and who you do.
sure. Certainly, Matt. Thanks for having me on this.
Yeah, no problem.
My name is Yash Punati.
Oh, damn.
That's all right. I mean, Patel is the most common Indian last name in the US, kind of like John Smith or Kim for Koreans. So yeah,
Yeah, and if you listen to the other episodes, man, trust me, I'd suck dick with names. Like,
He does.
not a big deal. No, no, not at all. I'm just yeah. So Yash Punadi, originally from India, I've moved to the US in the early 80s. So I've been here a long time, like 37
Nice.
years now. So, and I'm an engineer, you know, now just discovered stand-up comedy only about a year ago.
oh, awesome.
Nice.
I've been
Perfect
I've been
timing.
writing a blog and sorry, yes, and so it's really fairly new to the comedy scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to start doing comedy? Because I know a lot of Indian people, and that's kind of a leap
I
for
know.
this. Most of them I know, it's like it takes them a couple beers before they start really get going. You know what I mean?
I
You
know.
guys are very calm people in general. What made you get into comedy?
Um, yeah, overall, I think I have that innate sense of humor. Just comes out in my, the way I have, and I don't take anything seriously. It's always been like that. But and I've been writing this for this blog of mine, which is again humor oriented, subtle humor oriented, and nostalgia one for about 6 7 years. Then slowly and I've been doing public speaking, Toastmasters. From there, a friend recommended I join an improv group, which I loved. I joined that,
Mhm.
and the only problem with improv with me, as much as I love it, my voice is really low. It doesn't carry. It's a
Right.
problem, and I need a mic in my hand. So that's from there. Found out about this comedy, stand-up comedy classes.
Hmm.
I took the classes 6 week course, and boom, right there. That's exactly April 13th or 14th last year is when I did my first performance, and since then doing a lot of open mics and one or two shows here and there. And with this Corona thing, loving the Zoom open mics. Oh, that's just sitting in my house, bedroom, living room here, and I can do shows all over the world. I'm loving that.
How do you think the feedback is, comparatively speaking, between the Zoom and versus real life?
Yeah, that's a good question. Zoom, I guess the getting used to that, the lag in the response is, it's something it took some time, but overall, I mean, the open mics I've done, mostly, that's also maybe no more than 15, 20 people, 25 people,
Hmm.
that's it. And, you can't even tell if all of them are paying attention, whatever. Whereas here, you can right there see the whole gallery, and
Right.
so that's actually pretty good. And the uh, I mean the mix of the people that I'm seeing, right? I mean it's worldwide. I'm suddenly, like I mentioned on my Facebook thing yesterday, that I was doing this on Thursday, a Tokyo mic with a bunch of
Oh,
expats in Tokyo, you know,
nice.
Irish, Australian, Romanian, all these people doing English comedy in English, and
Hmm.
loving it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the networking has been a lot better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean that's good part actually. Yeah, I connected with so many comics on Facebook. Before that, it was just like one or two here and there. Now I have friends
Hmm.
worldwide, and if I need money, I can hit them up for a loan. All of these people here.
Yeah, hey
Nice.
man. Well, the more friends you have, the lower denomination you need from each of them. So I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
you're thinking
But
ahead, man. That's good comedy thought because you're definitely, if you take it seriously, you're gonna end up poor somewhere on a couch sometime. So, uh,
exactly. Yeah,
Hey, yeah.
so
certainly.
Then I've been in comedy for a long time. I've been poor on a couch for a while.
yeah. Well, at least you've had that part for a long time, Mister. I don't get on stages. So, are you a Russell Peters fan at all, or?
Yes, I actually loved his early material much more than his latest. But he is funny, extremely funny, very talented with the accents and everything. Unfortunately I am terrible at accents. He's really good. And somebody introduced me to another Canadian Indian origin comic. You guys probably know Sammy Sugar. I had no idea about this guy. He's extremely funny.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
well, that's something that most people, I don't think people understand how worldwide comedy actually is. And now we know from doing all these Zoom things, we've actually met a lot of these other comics. But there's a lot of really, really funny Indian
Mm,
people, especially like just the natural attitude that you guys have. And I honestly think it's probably attributed to the centuries of colonialism, thanks to the British. And you guys basically just going, fuck it, we'll deal with it. You white people are fucking crazy for wanting to be here in the first place. You not see how wild this fucking country is, you stupid bastards. If you think you can tame it, go the fuck ahead. We're just gonna keep living. And now you've got like one of my personal favorites. I mean, everybody knows Russell Peters. I mean, fuck, that guy's famous as shit. He's
yeah,
one of the only comics who's ever made fun of the Saudi family to their face and walked
yeah,
away
Hmm.
from that situation
yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
But there's a
With
guy
his
named
balls.
there's a guy named fuck. I always get these two guys confused. So I'm
Get
gonna
the
have
names
to.
down.
I
Come
got
on.
see. It's this name shit. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how famous you are.
Or
Uh,
if you're a guest on our
our
show.
show. It doesn't matter. I don't fucking know anybody really.
No, it's
Cast of the Flagrant
great.
2.
Dead air, man.
Not really dead air, It's just like this is what the fuck life is like whenever you don't really necessarily always know what's going on. And is what the fuck is wrong with my phone? See, this is real life. This is what the podcast is meant. Akash Singh.
Mm-hmm.
Akash Singh. He's
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
he's on the Flagrant 2. It's a podcast with Andrew Schultz.
oh,
Uh,
really?
Nice.
oh my God, he has me crying laughing. I mean, just the way he laughs is fucking hilarious.
I
But
gotta check him out. Yeah.
oh, you got to check it out because the Flagrant 2 is a really good podcast. I don't mind advertising for other people's podcasts, especially this one because it's this New York vibe to these three guys basically. Akash Singh, Andrew Schultz, and
Mhm.
then another guy.
I love
What
Matt
the
when
fuck?
he's reading from his phone, by the way.
Yeah, I can't remember the other guy's name. He's a former cop, which is fun. Person of color. So there's a very diverse podcast. I'm not looking up his shit because that's just too much time of me staring at
Yeah.
my phone right now. But you really should check him out, man. Akash
I
is
will. I will.
absolutely fucking hilarious. I mean, deadly funny. Deadly funny. And
Right. That's good. Yeah, good information. I'll check him out. Yeah, that's
he's got a younger look on Indian culture, and I love it. Freaking love Indian culture. I wish the rest of my family didn't suck when it came to their food taste, because every time I've made Indian food, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I was like, "Well, maybe it's just the way I cook it." And so I took them to real Indian restaurants because we were living in the asshole of the United States, also known as Bentonville, Arkansas, where the home of
Oh, yeah.
Walmart is,
Okay. Yeah.
with a heavy Indian population, which is amazing. So there's all kinds of great food. and they didn't like that either. And I'm like, what the fuck is you're fucking it's true what they say about white people's palates, man. They suck unless you're willing to experiment. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, but actually, and the white people who are into Indian food or any other Chinese food, Thai food, whatever, they take it so seriously. They start, making stuff that is even better than ours. And I was just doing a bit the other day. I said, you people, with your cooking of Indian food or yoga or meditation, can you stop posting that stuff on Facebook? It's making me look bad. I mean, it's just not right. You got to cut it out, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Great.
and this other thing I got to tell you. My wife and I went to an Indian restaurant. This was in Denver, and just based on Yelp, we went there, and their signature dish is one of these stuffed naan stuffed with serrano peppers. I'm like, well, if it is a recommended signature item, let's order it. And guess what? This Indian waitress looks at us, very obviously Indian-looking people, and she says, "No, you can't order that." I'm like, well, what are you talking about? She says, "No, that is just too spicy. You cannot eat that. Cannot order." She did not let us order it. We went back and forth, and finally, she recommended something else. We ordered that, and finally, I called her. I said, "Listen, if we Indians can't handle that, why is it even there on the menu?"
Right.
And she says this. I'm not kidding. She's like, there are these extreme white people. Only they can handle it. Only they order it. Extreme white people. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, these are the kind of extreme white people that we need to watch out for, because you know what?
Right.
These guys are coming for our spelling bee trophies and our IT jobs.
I'm actually one of those people. Every time I go to any kind of restaurant where their food is traditionally spicy, they always ask me, do you want it your spicy or my spicy? And I'm like, add my spicy to your spicy. I want to cry when I'm eating your food.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so good. Like, that's the whole point of spice, man. Like, most people don't understand. Like, when you eat super, super hot food, you cleanse your, body out, but you also open your taste palate much more.
Right.
So the rush of the blood, all of that stuff, the adrenaline, the heightened senses, like, you get like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. And it's not just the spice. I mean, there's actual shit behind it that,
Oh yeah.
but it's still fucking crazy extreme. And I mean, I don't eat like that very often because I can't cook like that for other people. But I'm also not, there's a whole nother level. If you want to add some stuff to your bit of super extreme white people who do really insane shit. And it's not just, like Joey, what's that guy's name? Joey, the hot dog motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Hot dog.
Joey Hot Dog, whatever. Yeah, we'll call him that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm talking about real crazy. So there's a guy named Ted the Fire Breathing Idiot.
Yeah.
This dude eats entire bottles of pure capsaicin.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not at all.
No.
Not at all. But I love watching this dude do crazy stuff like that, because you're just like,
yeah, that's nuts.
wow. Yeah. But he also ventures out into other forms of food that aren't necessarily spicy, but are still, other crazy white people food, like Surströmming. Have you ever heard of that?
What is that?
Surströmming. It's a Dutch food. Okay, so it's canned.
Sounds terrible already.
Oh wait. Oh no. This is fucking all. I'll eat some weird ass shit. I don't even want to fucking, after watching people try and eat this shit outdoors on a beach.
If there's one thing I don't trust, it's the Dutch.
Yeah.
They got some weird fucking shit up there, man. So what they do is they take pickled herring, they ferment it, and then they can it.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my reaction the first time I heard about it. Was like, and they eat it on like saltine crackers. The cans actually bulge because of the fermentation that happens once they're canned. And I mean, if you watch anybody try and eat this shit, like, especially even if they do it outside, like, as soon as you make the puncture, as to every fucking person I've ever seen try to eat this shit, I'm like, why?
Exactly.
Why?
Doesn't
No,
make any sense.
no, yeah, right. Ted is literally puking with this shit on a fork, like. You're just like, man, if there was no video to this, I would think this poor woman is like taking 2 dicks in her mouth and they're going all the way down to her stomach. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Can you give me that sound effect again so I can isolate it?
Craziness. Yeah.
I love this. The soundboard's going to be full of crazy shit.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, problem with looking like this is that when I go to an Indian place or a Thai place, they assume that I automatically eat spicy food
Right.
most of the time, right? And so they don't give me that mild, medium, or hot options. They
Yeah.
automatically bring the hot stuff, and then next morning I'm sitting on the toilet and cursing these bastards out.
It's so weird though, right? The assumptions people make.
Oh yeah.
I dated an Asian girl for a while, and every time we went to an Asian restaurant, she got a different menu than everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Great.
I've heard that. Yeah, correct.
Fantastic.
Yeah, when I learned that there's a separate menu at a lot of places, that made my life a lot better. Because I don't like the Americanized foreign food as much.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I mean, like, I'm working on a bit right now involving Chinese food, and I'm trying. Like, the hardest part for me to insert into this so far has been the fact that what we think is like Chinese food, right, is actually American food scraps.
Correct.
That's where it came from. So what American Chinese food started whenever they were building the the Union Pacific Railroad that connected
Right.
the East Coast and the West Coast.
Fortune cookies
And
are
the
from
Chinese,
San Francisco.
yeah, and the Chinese people, whenever they came here, they didn't have access to any of the food that they were used to, and all us wonderful white folks would give them were literally our food scraps. So they had to like come up with ways to make it work. But that's not really how Chinese people eat.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, that huge blended plate of shit is not.
Right.
That's not how most other cultures eat. Like,
Yep. Yeah, I know. I think even the fortune cookie is an American invention. I think.
They're from San Francisco.
Yeah, correct.
They were invented there, and that's where they're all printed.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's fucking genius. Like, white people are fucking dumb. There's another bit I'm working on about how like the Inuits.
That's the bit. That's the whole bit.
White
people are dumb.
It's a huge central
List
thing
examples.
for me if you haven't noticed. So the Inuits actually are the original multi-level marketers. Like Eskimos is they're more commonly known.
Yeah.
What happened was back in the 1600s, these stupid white Europeans came over and found these crazy fuckers living up in the Arctic and shit. And they're like, what the fuck? Why do you guys want to live here? And they're like, we find these unicorn horns and they're magical. They got like healing properties and shit. They're like, seriously? And he's like, they're like, yeah. You want to buy some? They're like, yeah. And they took them back to Europe and they sold them as unicorn horns. But what they really are they're narwhal horns, from the whale.
Right.
Fucking genius. So I mean, they convinced all these dumb white people that it's like whale mucus secretion was magical, kind of like some parts of Africa think I am.
You are a magical creature.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you say that, first of all, if it's hard to get like tiger balls or rhinoceros thing, tell them that it's it's like Viagra, natural Viagra. People will do it, and that happens a lot especially on the Asian side.
Oh yeah, I love that shit, man. Like all the ways that the Asian people fuck with these people. You can take this pill. It's like, nah. I've known for a long time. You don't buy any of that shit that's in those little like Chinese gas stations and shit. Nope. None of it works. It's except for the little green vials of ginseng. The ginseng energy shit that they have. Those, you wonder why they're such industrious fucking people? That little vial of shit will fucking give you a heart attack. It's like natural meth. I don't know how the fuck they make that shit. There's got to be more in it than just ginseng. I don't fucking know. But those, they figured that shit out, and it's a natural energy supplement, that I won't fucking touch with a 10-foot fucking pole.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Nope. I learned my fucking lesson with that shit. But that's the only thing that's ever worked. You know.
Yeah. Cool.
Yash, what part of the world are you in, man?
Oh, right now I'm in Philly suburbs.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We s-
So
the episode we recorded last night. We spent a good bit of time making fun of Philly. That's fun.
no, really.
Mostly just the food, trying to
Understand sandwich culture.
yeah, basically. I mean, you probably know sandwich culture is a huge thing there, and I'm
Yeah,
very, very anti Philly's take on the cheesesteak.
cheesesteak, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's yeah, that's huge here. People go crazy over that. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're all fucking stupid.
yeah,
Because they put cheese whiz on it. They don't understand
yeah.
how the sandwich is really fucking made.
I
I
know.
mean, it's fine, for them,
Yeah.
I guess. But it just shows their level of intelligence and why the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we won once. That
Yeah,
I remember. I mean, like recent times. That's it.
Yeah,
And
they got more than the Browns do. What a,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny. I make fun of them a lot, but the only team I play on Madden is the Eagles, which is weird. Uh, I don't know why.
Yeah.
wow, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're the only people that consistently draft Mountaineers when they graduate. So I got a little bit of loyalty to them, and it's not Pittsburgh.
It's all
So
making sense.
Yeah. And you guys both are in Ohio?
yeah,
You-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Central
Yep.
Ohio.
Yeah.
He lives on the northern side of Columbus, and I live in the far western country setting of Columbus.
Cool. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
for whatever reason, the Columbus sports teams, they all sound like it's the Indians, the Browns. I don't know what's the Indian team is there, but I'm supposed to be a fan of them.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
really?
what people have lost in this conversation of the Indians changing their names and all that other kind of stuff
Yeah.
is unlike what I've learned from talking about this to other people. Ohio does an incredibly good job of actually going over the history of the Native American culture that was here before we came in and fucking took over. I
Yeah.
mean, that we have like entire museums that are built to
Mhm.
their way of life. They preserve burial mounds here incredibly well. I mean, they're like they're state monuments. Some
Yeah.
of them. They do what they can, but they do a lot better than a lot of other places. It's not like the Indians weren't necessarily meant to be this racist thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it probably was,
I can.
but like people here actually are educated. Now they're not educated about any other culture's fucking history. You know what I mean? Like the shit that's been done to African Americans or Hispanics here in Ohio that was pretty awful. Is not taught, but they at least taught what we did to the Native Americans and how they lived. And there's like the Ohio Historical Society has like this huge village that shows you a whole bunch of different stuff like that. And there's actually, I think it's fifth or sixth grade. There's an entire textbook that you have to learn of Ohio history, and it goes all the way back to like the movement of the Indian tribes and how they integrated with each other and all that other. It's fucking not that. Hey man, you learned a lot of cool
Beautiful
shit.
history.
Yeah, it really is, and they highlight like everything. Even when we came in and shot the fuck up out of them, we're like, "Get the fuck out! We're here now. It's ours."
Even when we started Prohibition, learned all about that history. It's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible shit. I love it here. Can't
Yeah.
wait to get out.
Yeah, I've been in Columbus, visited Columbus, I should say. Yeah, I like the place. My daughter, she was there doing internship, so
Oh,
at
nice.
Honda factory there. So
Yeah.
she loves the place.
Yeah, it's really not that bad, man. I've been fucking everywhere.
You've
Finally,
been fucking everywhere.
I would that too. But I came back, after 18 years of fucking adventuring around. So I mean, it can't,
Yeah, it's like a
can't,
net
can't
you can't
suck.
escape from. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I came to the US, I first came to Iowa. So I'm originally, that
Iowa.
Midwest. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What
I
is
love
that
Iowa.
with immigrants? Why the hell do like all the immigrants I know, they come to America and they're like, I'm gonna move to the weirdest fucking place where there's like probably none of me.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, fuck, there's nothing here.
True, absolutely. I mean, this is people today won't believe that, in the 1980s, I mean, obviously no internet, pretty much zero information. And I applied to University of Iowa for grad school just because somebody else did. I knew nothing. If I had a map in front of me, I couldn't point out where Iowa was. And I just, okay, I got the admission, the flight, I mean, the travel agent got me the tickets. I'm like, okay, I'm going there. And zero information about it.
Right.
Once I got there and realized how cold it was, I was like, oh shit. Of course, still, university town, Iowa was great. I loved my Iowa. I was there for a whole 3 years. So
Oh, it's such a fantastic little town.
Oh yeah, at least you went there to the University of Iowa. I mean, that actually makes it worth it. That place is fun, man. It's a good time. And
was
American college cities are
Oh yeah.
not like most of the rest of the United States.
Oh man, it's great. I'll never forget driving through Iowa, and we were stopping to get dinner, and it was just like cornfields, 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 and then all of a sudden it was right there where the University of Iowa was, and it was Pride.
Oh yeah.
So you're in the middle of the boonies, in the middle of like Hillbillyville,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's just like here's a dude walking down the street that says I'm not gay. $20 is $20 on his t-shirt. It's just like I was like, this is my town right here. It's a good time.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I liked Iowa, and then I moved from there to Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley, Allentown. 19,
Allentown's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, when I moved there, people sending me off, my friends in Iowa, they played this, this song by Billy Joel, Allentown. And they were trying to, tell me that it's really horrible over there. Look, people standing in lines waiting for food. I'm like,
What?
that's what, apparently that song, that I did not know about that song before. It's describing, how the steel factories are closing, this and that.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
beautiful.
funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, Pennsylvania is pretty fucking poor.
Nah.
But it is what it is. I'm from West Virginia. We're not that much richer. In fact, I think a lot of us escaped to Pennsylvania because they got a couple more dollars than we do.
Right.
But
Yeah.
You guys went to Pittsburgh.
that's fine. Yeah. No, yeah, very rarely go to Pittsburgh. Only a small portion of our state is willing to actually go to Pittsburgh. And ironically, it's the parts that are around Morgantown. Those are the people that moved to Pittsburgh. Like, I don't understand that. Maybe it's just so they can move there and work and fuck with people in Pittsburgh. That's the only thing I could possibly. But the whole
drive
rest
terribly. That's what they're trying to do. They just go there and drive terribly altogether.
that would make sense, because we don't value Pittsburgh people's lives at all. Fuck them. And the rest of the state, outside of the Morgantown area, is just like we don't even want to go there. I don't know. It's one of those places where I'm just like, why? Pittsburgh is the only place I've never sold anything door to door. Ever. It's probably the only American city that I have not been to willingly.
Wow. Okay.
I sort of like it. I mean,
I
coming
just
through
kind of
that
realized that. Yeah, fuck them.
tunnel, sweet.
No. Fuck their bridge. Fuck the whole place.
Was that Jack Reacher movie there? Pretty cool.
He should have burnt the fucking city down.
Yeah, well,
He didn't kill enough people. It's a shame. It's a shame.
don't blame Tom Cruise.
I don't. And it's just the city of Pittsburgh itself. I mean, the entire surrounding area is fine. So, I mean, it's not one of those like American nuclear situations for me where we just drop an atomic bomb on it and just take care of the issue. That's not really a good. I'm looking for more like rockets inside windows and that kind of thing. So that way it's more surgical.
Yeah, but ketchup though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
They can
the ketchup
move.
comes from.
What? There's more ketchup. There's more ketchup.
There's only Heinz, dude. There's nothing else but Heinz.
No, there's
Any of
other.
these knockoff brands are bullshit. Don't let them fool you.
Look, man, the entire Heinz brand, okay, is nothing but fucking sugar and some bullshit mixed
Yeah.
together that Every single
flavored
one of their
in the palate.
sauces is like sugar and some bullshit.
I'm
They're
not
trying to
talking
give
about
you
the other
cancer.
sauces. I'm
They're
talking
trying to
about
give you cancer. Like that's all
the
Heinz
Heinz
does.
57
They're trying to give you cancer. Heinz 57 is trying to give you cancer.
that hits every part of your
It's
palate.
all
perfectly
fucking
in
cancer.
balance. Everybody likes ketchup.
It's all cancer. Yeah, I like ketchup too, but you
Mhm.
know, I mean, even Great Value brand from Walmart is better than Heinz.
Right.
So fuck them. They can burn too.
I still can't get out of my head that aliens are here. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Did you read that article that came out a couple of days ago?
No, no,
It
I'm
was
Yeah,
yesterday in the
yeah,
Times.
whatever.
okay.
The
What did it say?
Pentagon is about to release all the info on the UFO that they've been working on for years. They dug
Oh,
it out
wow.
of the ground.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
This is official, like from the Pentagon,
Wait, this is
confirming
not
all
the
of.
Onion or something like that. No.
No, it's not.
No,
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 it's
because
not.
it's just it's the continue.
Phone's ringing.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not answering that. That's fine.
Good. Let it go to
Yay.
voicemail.
People just disrupting work.
The point is that
Yeah.
there's really aliens out there, and they're running 5G.
You think maybe that was the government trying to call Yash and be like, "Don't listen to these fucking white crackers.
Nah.
These motherfuckers are pulling your leg about this alien shit."
They know too much.
Or maybe
Way
they're
too
just trying to
much.
distract from people focusing on whatever else. Like, okay, here, look at this. A little shiny object, maybe.
Right.
Go focus on the
I'll look at
alien.
it. Let's go.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sick
that
of
was
fucking Corona. I'm tired of fucking looking at it
I know. I
and
mean,
figuring out.
boring, not much to do there. Yeah.
My wife worked in public health forever, and she's a statistician, and I'm so tired of hearing the numbers.
Wow. Yeah, I can
I mean,
imagine. I can
I
imagine.
mean, yeah. I'm like, you're right. You're right. And that's it. I can't hear anymore.
Yeah, I know. Things not looking good in that. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, people, pay attention and, try to stay, follow the rules and everything. Maybe I would like to see, at least by the end of the year, this is getting to be tiring at this point. I mean, hopefully Thanksgiving, Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
levels off will be good. But
Something. I mean, people got to get back out there.
absolutely, I mean, just the overall economy, how bad things are getting. I mean, people dying, and of course, it's as long as this is just numbers. Oh, it's somebody else, old people, this and that. But if it starts hitting people closer, like our
well. I
own.
mean, one of the things our governor just brought up because in Columbus they are working on an ordinance to shut down bars and restaurants and nightclubs at 11. Just to limit people's exposure because of the laws, the way the executive orders have been done here in Ohio. It actually allows you to take off your mask more in those congregate settings. Because if you're
Mhm.
eating, you shouldn't have to fucking wear your mask. You know what I mean? Same thing if you're drinking,
Yeah,
right,
you
at
don't
the
wear a
bar.
mask and eat.
As long, yeah. So I mean, there's legitimate reason for them to close down the bars that early, but it's like fuck. That means that you're going to eventually shut them all the way down, especially since. They're finding now that the younger people are starting to catch it more and test positive more because they're fucking having these crazy parties.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Good parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wait, you guys have you can do open mics and everything right now, shows going on?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
Well,
do they?
it depends. There are a few mics that have started in Columbus. There's one in Mansfield. Cleveland's got some stuff going. Yeah, I mean, our state is slowly crawling back
Slowly
to.
crawling back, but I feel like it's gonna be
Okay.
stepping here in a
Okay,
second.
good,
It
good.
could. It just depends. I mean, there's people who are doing it right and people who don't give a fuck here, just like there are in all the other states. And I've done shows where people gave a fuck, and I've done shows where people didn't give a fuck. And I mean, I kept my face covered. I'm not fucking around. You know what I
Until
mean?
you get
But
on
at this,
stage, though, right?
until I get on stage, yeah. So I mean, I've actually got a show next Saturday night, in Columbus, huh? Yeah,
In Columbus
in Columbus.
today.
No, it's not. It's next fucking Saturday, man. It's
Oh, you
August
mean
1st.
next Saturday?
That's what I said. Next Saturday. See what happens? He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen.
I listen
And
fine.
he doesn't ever go on. He says he wants to be a comic, but he doesn't even go on stage. I keep trying to drag him to these open mics. Like, there's so many of them. I'm like, come on, man, let's go to
Right.
this one. He's like, but it's in Dayton, and I have a kid.
Dayton. Nobody goes to Dayton anymore.
Shit, we all go to Dayton, bro. Dayton's where it's happening in Ohio right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dayton's always
Want me to
had.
do some Zoom open mics too, and I can't handle it.
No, I don't expect
Man.
anybody to be. See,
Yash, can I
Yash,
ask you about the Zoom open mics? So can you hear people laughing, or is everybody muted in the room? You got like 15 people in there. It sounds like
Actually,
chaos.
good point. It's a good mix. So some mics, the host encourages people to keep the camera and the sound on. In some of them, it's everybody shut off. You only hear the host. So it'll be good to get the feedback, right? So I like the ones where you can actually hear whether they're laughing or not. If it bombs,
Right.
falls flat. Would like to know that it's because people didn't find it funny as opposed to they're just muted, right?
Yeah,
So
I don't know if I can.
I mean, the thing is, I'm especially somebody like me, fairly new in this.
Right.
It's okay, but people who are more used to doing actual shows and open mics in real, for years, they may or may not like it that much, this Zoom stuff. So it's, yeah, I'm thinking a lot of new people like me around these things, these Zoom mics, and mixed with some, experienced ones.
But you feel like you're getting good feedback, a lot of positive environment,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Definitely. I've been getting good feedback, and I'm happy with the people are, in the chat, they are sending encouraging, feedback. Hey, that was good. That, that bit was funny. That kind of stuff. So it's definitely helps with the ego, right?
How funny are the other comedians in general?
Uh, I would say most are funny. Some, again, probably need a little more feedback, on, okay, sometimes they're doing a bit and it's not working, but they keep pounding on that, even though it's not working, they need to cut loose and go to the next one. I guess, again, never know the level of experience. They may be just only newer ones like me, and so and then different styles. I'm people doing with some props, and I've seen one guy I know, he brings PowerPoint and does his
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint.
Oh,
Actually,
fuck, that
PowerPoint.
sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah,
I
no,
love it.
that will never work for real life thing. So he's for it works for Zoom. So it's kind of unique. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny, and I've seen people draw from their, a lot of them draw from their cultural background, like some.
Dude, I'm making a fucking PowerPoint, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna explain these jokes to you. Slide
Well,
by
it's-
fucking slide.
that is
I
one
love it.
thing. Well, that's one thing that actually works really, really well with the Zoom stuff, because I'm not a huge fan of it. I just use it to kind of test out new jokes,
Yeah.
stuff I'm writing on whenever I don't have time to make it out to one. It's just not. I need your entire body to see your entire body to know what
Right.
works because of the style I do. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work for me particularly. But the people who do these fucking characters on these shits, oh my God, they're fucking hilarious. That is awesome for Zoom. There's the guy who's got the whiteboard. I can't remember his name. Do you know who I'm? Should know who I'm talking about.
Ed Smith or Smythe.
Yeah. He is freaking
Funny.
funny.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, he's hilarious because he'd like.
Yeah. And
He'll write down his bits on this whiteboard and then point at it and be like,
Really?
yeah, dude, it's so good.
Yeah,
It is so good because you can tell he's just doing it to like shove the humor in your face. He doesn't
Right.
give a fuck if you actually laugh or not.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But the
your
thing is,
reaction.
how do you know if nobody?
Well, like
Cared about it.
that's the point. It's more of a performance. It's like an improv thing.
Right.
Yeah,
That's why when we were talking to Tom, I wanted to know if they were doing any of the improv stuff online, because I think that is really good for Zoom. Because I've watched a lot of improv groups. Comedy Death Spot in Columbus does one
yeah.
Right.
that I I thought they were doing like an open mic, so I sent them a message. Was like, "Yo, how do I jump on this?" And they're like, "Man, it's improv. Watch some. If you think you can hang, come on."
If you
And
think
I'm
you
like,
can hang,
I,
come on.
I am not interested in improv, so I thanked them for the offer, but said it was funny, you know. So that was kind of where I left it.
But was it funny?
It was actually. It was pretty good, man. Because I mean, they're
Yeah.
doing characters, they're acting, they're not. Stand up is incredibly interactive, you
Sure.
know. And
I saw this guy doing a virtual open mic, and it was a bunch of avatars in a 3D environment,
Hmm.
and it looked like hell.
Oh, really?
apparently that actually is incredibly close. Like the whole VR comedy thing is apparently pretty close to the actual experience.
Of hell?
No, well, that's what stage can be sometimes. So,
That's-
yeah, I guess.
Sort of what I think it would be.
Yeah.
Like all the bad parts,
I don't want to.
none of the good parts.
I don't want to mess with the VR shit. That's just. I'm
Put your
good.
goggles on. Let's go. Let's do some real comedy to a bunch of cartoons.
Yeah, I can't wait to, do the real open mics and so on. One thing I'm afraid of is in Zoom, I guess we're kind of cheating with notes and everything here and there, stick it next to the laptop and so on. So,
I don't think that's cheating. I mean, I've seen stand-up like professional guys who make a living doing this, and they're on stage with a fucking iPad going through their notes.
oh, really?
Josh
Yeah.
Ricker, like I've seen these guys at the Funny Bone.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I mean, it's so I don't think that's anything crazy. I mean, Bill Maher still does it,
Yeah,
and the guy's
Yeah.
like as big as you can be.
I mean that's
So-
kind of a running gag amongst comics. Fuck, I
Right.
did my first three shows that whenever I came. I'm not going to do it next weekend because it's just too fucking. It's been too long. But
Right.
my first 3 shows back, I was like, "Hey guys, I got notes. Sorry if my looks like I have a 10. That's actually my
Don't
anxiety
apologize.
showing. But I want to make sure you guys have a good show, so I got these fucking things here because I'm an idiot. You know what I mean, or whatever the fuck it
Mhm.
was. I gotta listen to it again. But I don't remember. It's kind of a running gag, man. So I mean, it does. That's the cool part about the performance is it's a performance, and
Right.
you can be as fucking real as you want.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah, I think for Bill Maher, I went to one of his shows and
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think he had the notes pasted on the floor, maybe somewhere.
Right.
yeah,
right.
of course. I mean, why
It's
not?
cheating,
Like,
but nobody notices after a minute. Like you're not paying
Exactly.
attention to
Right.
how
right.
he's doing it.
and
Right.
for people to think it's weird for a comic to do it, like a band has a fucking set list.
All the time.
Exactly. Of course.
All the
You know
time.
what I'm saying? Like they do 12 songs.
Yeah.
The same 12 fucking songs basically every night for like 100 fucking days.
And they have the
And
lyrics
every
of the
night
song there.
they have like everything right there. Come on. So why couldn't a fucking comic do it? It makes perfect fucking sense. Mark Norman like made an entire fucking joke around it.
Yeah.
Post quarantine, because he walked out and he like grabbed the stool, set it down, and was like, "All right, so this is gonna be awful. These are my notes. This is the stool I'm gonna lean on so I can pay attention to it and not you, because you're probably not gonna laugh."
Yeah.
Okay. It was fucking hilarious. I mean, I love Mark Norman. He's a really, really fucking good comic.
See,
Yes, it's fantastic.
The first time I did the stand-up on stage was after that class that I took, 6-week class, and then I had a bottle of water on which I stuck my notes,
Yeah.
and put it
Right.
on the stool there. Thankfully I didn't need it, but I was damn nervous. I mean, first time, right? So, but and one time I touched it, and it's all because of the water and the moisture. It's all my notes were gone completely.
Did you record the set though?
Yeah, I did. Actually,
Well, good.
that worked out okay, quite well. Actually, got good response. If I had bombed on that one, that would have been
Really? You think it would have been it?
that would have screwed me up totally mentally. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. So and it's sheer luck. Not that I was great or anything. It's sheer luck that the material worked that day. Just that's all.
That you just were able to get through it and
Exactly.
die.
Yeah,
Because you didn't die.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was, yeah, that is exactly a month. April 14th is when I first did this on stage, and I thankfully have a proof that I did that. So,
You have proof.
Hey man, proof is important.
yeah.
Well, where can people follow you at, Yash? What's your Facebook and Instagrams and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, Instagram at Yash_Punati. And you know what? Instagram,
Mhm.
I'm so new to it. I've only been there little over a week. Before
Cool.
that, before that, Facebook, Yash Punati. People can find me on
Can you
that.
spell that?
Oh, it's sure, absolutely. It's Yash, Yash, and Punati, Punati.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my name. I've shortened it from what my parents gave me. It's a good thing I did that.
Yeah, you have.
It's a good thing I did that. There is no way people are gonna be able to.
Yeah, us stupid Americans appreciate that very
No,
much
I
because
mean,
once you guys start throwing all those consonants and shit in there, I get lost
okay.
and I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, and then I feel bad because
Yeah,
I'm already bad enough with names. You guys make it so complicated for me.
I know. No,
Right.
no, it's in fact my name is even complicated even for Indians in India because it's not a common name, and
That's funny.
yeah, it's
Even Indians have trouble with your name. I
absolutely
love
because
it.
my name is something my dad made up. It's not an existing name. My dad actually made it.
So you're kind of like the Indian equivalent of naming your kid. What was it? Like alpha
Yeah.
hydroxychlorine.
Something like that.
Yeah,
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 Like
the
Elon Musk.
yeah,
yeah. That's the one. Well,
yeah.
brother, we appreciate having you on, Yash.
Good.
And we'll make sure that we include your stuff so people can check out your wonderful brand of comedy.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks
Hey,
a lot.
no problem, man. You have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Thanks, James. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, good meeting you, man.